So this video here is going to be talking about how we calculate the area of composite shapes. Now, when we get problems, or using in real life problems, we don't actually have perfect squares or rectangles that we need to calculate the area of. Most of the time they're composite shapes. So a composite shape is a shape that is made by combining two or more shapes such as rectangles, squares, parallelograms and triangles. So examples of composite shapes are shown here below. So I'm just going to grab my pen so I can add a little bit more detail here. Okay, so you can see this one here, we've got like a square. We can break this one into a square and then a triangle here. This one you can sort of split into two, so we've got a larger triangle and a smaller triangle there. This one we've got a big rectangle with the taking away the area of that small triangle in the middle. So most of the time we get shapes like this in real life situations where we need to break down the shape into small individual parts and then calculate that area. So how do we calculate the area of a composite shape? To find the area of a composite shape, we divide it up into shapes that we can find the area of. Okay, that's like the squares, rectangles, parallelograms and triangles. We know how to find the area of them, so we divide it up into those parts. Then we add or subtract the area of each individual shape. So let's do these two examples down here just so we get an idea of what that might look like. And you sort of can choose which way how you deal with that. So let's use this one example, number A here. Now I know I can do two things. I can either split this up into two rectangles here. So if I draw a line down there, I can calculate the area of this one, then add the area of this one. Another way that I could do that, if I change my pen here, is I could maybe just calculate the area of this total rectangle and then subtract the area of that small rectangle to give me the leftover part. What I'm going to do in this one is going to be the first one. So we have our area equals, okay, so I'm going to calculate the area of this first shape. So it is 3 centimeters by, let's see, work that out there. That's 2 centimeters there and 2 centimeters. So it's going to be 3 by 5 in brackets, because that's the first shape, plus the area of the second shape, which is 3 there and 3 there. So we have 3 centimeters by 3 centimeters. So now I have the area of the two shapes and I add them together to get my total. 3 times 5 is 15 centimeters squared, plus 3 times 3 is 9 centimeters squared. Add them together and you will get 24 centimeters squared. So that's the area of this part in here. So it's just combining the different shapes that we know and then working out another way that we can do that here. So using B, in this one we're going to most likely be subtracting a part of the area. So I could work out the area for this whole square here quite simply. I can work out the area there by multiplying, because it's a square, it's going to be that times 4. Or squared, sorry. So that will give me the area of in here, and then I need to subtract the small white space in the middle, and I can work that out as well. Okay, so the area for this one is 6 squared, then it'll be subtract 2 squared. So 6 squared here is 36, and it is meters squared, minus 2 squared, 2 times 2 is 4 meters squared. Therefore, 36 meters squared minus 4 meters squared equals 32 meters squared. So composite shapes are just basically breaking down a shape into the parts that we know. You can get all sort of random composite shapes. They might look something like that. You'll need to find out ways where you can break them down into different shapes, and then you can calculate them there. So it's how you break that down and then add them all together or subtract them to work out the total area.